What was so good about John Mahama's leadership that he believes today that he deserves to come back to continue? Is it the 5 years of doom so? Is that the good old days that we want voters to remember? Is it the high rate of unemployment? Is it his decision to give over 75% of Ghana's entire deposit of bauxite to his younger brother Ibrahim? Is it his decision to oppose the free SHS? Is it his decision to give a 4.6 billion interoperability contract to his friend Roland Agambiri, only for the MPP to come, cancel it, and do the same thing for $4 million? From $4.6 billion, we reduced it to $4 million. What is this good record that he's so proud of? Is it the incompetence that he showed by running the economy of oil-rich Ghana down the ground? Is it his indecision over the banking crisis that he himself had identified in the 2016 State of the Nation's address, but did not have courage to do anything about it? What is the good work that Mr. Mahama wants Ghanaians to remember with nostalgia? What were the good old days? Is it his decision to run to the IMF for a bailout because he could not manage the economy? Is it his decision to dish out inflated contracts without even knowing how to pay for it, leaving it for the MPP to come and settle the billions of cedis of arrears? Is it his decision to build 2 flyovers, Kaswa and Kwame Nkrumah Circle, at a cost much higher than what the NPP is using to build 4 big flyovers, Tema, Pokwase, Obechebilante, and Tamale? We have seen candidate John Mahama's strategy, and we have read the strategy very well as a party. He's comparing 8 years of the NDC, that's the Mills Mahama era, Mahama and Misasa era, to the less than 4 years of the NPP under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his most able Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Candidate Mahama has decided that just as he did in 2016 and failed, for 2020 he is once again going to use infrastructure as his biggest achievement to campaign on. This means that he is using everything, including contracts awarded under President John Agyekum Kufuor, like the many district hospitals up and down the country, and executed under President John Mills, and other contracts like the University of Ghana Medical Center, started under Mills and completed under Akufo-Addo, and claiming all of them as his doing and his alone. We have no problem with that, because we know that the evidence will show that the NPP under Akufo-Addo has achieved more in providing infrastructure for communities up and down the country under just 4 years. John Mahama and his NDC, we simply cannot understand them. We have the evidence, and we shall be sharing them with the Ghanaian people very soon, and they won't be in a green book. This will be verifiable project. Under free SHS, candidate Mahama now claims that in the unlikely event that he is elected president again, he will implement Akufo-Addo's free SHS program. And ladies and gentlemen, how do you implement a program that is already running?
On Asempa FM.
Candidate Mahama, why now? You were in power as vice president and head of the economic management team for almost 4 years, and as president of the republic also for another 4 years and some 4 months. In total, you have been in power for 8 good years. Yet, Mr. Mahama, you failed to implement the free SHS. Your endorsement of free SHS is therefore from your own record, not an honest position to take, which is simply then a big lie. Your current running mate, an educationist, who was your Minister of Education, yet together you failed to implement free SHS. President Akufo-Addo pledged way back in 2008 that he would implement the free SHS so that every young Ghanaian would have the opportunity to have secondary education no matter how poor their family background is. You opposed it. You had the opportunity for 8 years, yet you failed to implement the free SHS. We are told by our NDC friends and their communicators that it was not up to the Education Minister, Nana Opoku-Agyeman, to introduce the free SHS, and that it was a cabinet decision not to do so. Well, candidate Mahama, you were the president. It was your cabinet. You were in charge, yet you failed to implement the free SHS program. And then along came President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Within 8 months, Mahama had 8 years, but for Nana Addo, within 8 months, he implemented the flagship free SHS program. And now over 1.2 million young people, mostly from underprivileged homes, have had the secondary education. 400,000 of them who met the qualifying mark will still have been left out, if not for the introduction of the innovative double-track system, which Mahama opposed. So having seen that it's possible because President Akufo-Addo has implemented it, John Dramani Mahama now says that if he's elected, he will implement free SHS. But the thing has been implemented already. Should Ghanaians replace the man who dreamed it, believed it, and delivered it, for one who never believed it, ridiculed it, and fought against it? I'm sure if you answer a few...
say on Asempa FM.
This was his position earlier. Free SHS would collapse Ghana's education system. This was scaled from the Ghana Web. And then, down memory lane, I brought free SHS, Mahama claims. Once again, candidate Mahama wants to associate with success, but he doesn't know how to solve the problems to achieve the success story. He has no blueprint for achieving this success he dreams of. The concept of free SHS for 1.2 million teenagers and growing is too complex for the NDC candidate and the party. Between the two main candidates, it is obvious which one truly cares for the youth of Ghana and therefore the country's future. Definitely, it is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. On the teacher training and nursing training allowances, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ghanaians, on September 9, 2016, candidate Mahama, speaking at a forum at the University of Cape Coast, said, and I quote, "For purposes of partisan politics, you have your political opponents come and say, when we come back, we'll restore training allowances to colleges of education. For me, it is better to lose the election on principle than to win it on falsehood." I'm sure you have the evidence there, one from the City Newsroom and one from Graphic Online. As we all know, the President of CRDA, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has done what he promised he will do. He restored teacher training and nursing training allowances in his first year in office. And now candidate Mahama says that if he is elected, he will do what he said was clear he couldn't do as president. This cannot be a man who will stand for the same principle he stood in 2016, and definitely cannot be a man of conviction to join us to stand the test of time. I'm sure you have some of these online stories that you can easily also cross-check. Once again, Mr. Mahama and the NDC wants to associate with success, but he doesn't know and they don't know how to get it done. Let me take you to the Ghana card. In yet another instance of indecision, candidate Mahama led the NDC in a campaign to reject the Ghana card issued by the National Identification Authority. Then he and his party chairman turned around to blame the National Identification Authority for deliberately issuing fewer Ghana cards in NDC strongholds, which was a blatant false allegation. Anyway, as we have seen from the evidence of even spread of those who used the NIA card for the voter registration. In the end, when he realized that Ghanaians were registering and acquiring the Ghana card, he and his wife went quietly to register for the Ghana card. So you can see John Mahama leads campaign to reject Ghana cards on the screen. Then, in another breath, on Peace FM Online, ex-President Mahama and wife grab Ghana card after NDC U-turn. Yet again, candidate Mahama wants to associate with SASE, but he doesn't know how to get things done. He was in office for 8 years, yet he did not implement the Ghana card project, which was started by then visionary President John Agyekum Kufuor. Another phantom $10 billion infrastructural promise and project. Candidate Mahama claims that he will inject $10 billion into infrastructure and use that to create jobs. He said this in a knee-jerk reaction to Akufo-Addo's $100 billion CARES program to help Ghana's economy recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. It appears Mr. Mahama is very fond of the figure 10 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, you must dismiss this as a total pipe down for 3 reasons. First of all, in 2013, working with his very good friend Roland Agambiri, amidst the great fanfare, amidst the brass band, accompanied by an international superstar, candidate Mahama went to cast salt for the $10 billion Hope City project here in Greater Accra. He promised thousands of jobs in the process of constructing multiple skyscrapers comprising businesses, shopping malls, and residential facilities, not knowing they had not even acquired the land for the project. Secondly, when candidate Mahama says he's going to build projects, the Ghanaian people should be extremely careful and should be worried because of the inflated cost of these projects. He is not interested in the outcome and the impact of the project on the lives of the people. He is not interested in the value for money. So when candidate Mahama says he's going to invest $10 billion in infrastructure, Ghanaians must treat it not as a promise but as a threat, not as an infrastructural solution but a financial scandal. It must not draw you towards him, rather you must run away, borrow his legs and run away with it. Thirdly, candidate Mahama says that his $10 billion pipe dream will create 1 million jobs. Mahama does not care about creating jobs for young people. In November 2016, candidate Mahama told unemployed graduates who were disillusioned, dispirited, and disenchanted that he is not a magician to put money in people's pocket. His former private sector development minister, the Honorable Rashid Pelpu, said that young people should go into the forest and collect stones and come and sell by the roadside. That is another form of job creation. They should also cut grass and come and sell. This was Mahama's job creation strategy. On Asempa FM. If you have a video, you can help.
We're aware that there are many who want to be teachers but cannot be because we are not employing anymore. You are aware of many of the nurses who have been trained and have been bonded, cannot go and work in any private institution, and yet the government cannot absorb them. So the skills are there. The opportunities you say are there, maybe what is not available.
No, they are available, but there are some inadequacies in our system which we have to admit to. For example, if the situation you have just described, that they are bonded and should work with government, and they would have wished to go and work somewhere. They would have wished to work with government. There's no space in government hospitals, so they are sitting at home, and yet they cannot go anywhere else. No, I believe that can be resolved. In other words, let me address the president's point he made, which is largely misunderstood. Because of the varied situations we find ourselves, the economic opportunities that are available in the private sector particularly, lots of people could have gone into those areas. But the skill to know that these places exist, the skill to apply to take advantage of it may be lacking. And it's a gap we will seek to address.
So when you say the private sector, you are in, this area of public-private partnerships at the government. What exists? I want to be able to tell. I want my viewer or listener who doesn't have a job and perhaps has a skill and is unaware of the opportunity the president is talking about to be able to quickly access them. What are the opportunities within the private sector you are referring to?
I'm referring to situations where you go to a community and then you find that the community lacks a certain good, and you can apply your skill, knowledge, or even effort in providing that good. I was given a practical example by somebody who came forward to me and was trying to help upgrade the knowledge of our people so they can take advantages as we are talking about. And he cited 2 examples. That even in Accra here, somebody goes to where there are grasses. You are not just look for a cutlass or a sickle. Cut the grasses, put it in a sack, put it by the wayside for people who breed animals. Every single day, if you do that, somebody will come and buy. You don't need capital enough to do that.
But you need some skill, and these skills are unavailable.
Yeah, I'm talking about those who have that skill.
Okay.
And he said, okay, even in outskirts communities in Accra, go into the bush. Every stone you find, just lift them, put it in the bucket, come and pour it there. Every day, do that for 1 month. You will have 2 trips or 3 trips of stone. You don't need any skill to do that.
So this opportunity too is there.
And there are lots of people who are...
The president says we don't have the skills.
Yeah. No,
but you say you don't need skills for
this. No, he was saying
the examples you have given, you don't seem to need any skills for.
Yeah, you don't seem to need any skill. You just need to know that these things are available for you.
And these are the creation of the government.
Yes, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is evidence-based. The problem with candidate Mahama is that every Ghanaian knows him because he was vice president and then president for a total of 8 good years. Whatever he could have offered, whatever he could have implemented, whatever he had to give, whatever he could have done, he had 8 years to do so. But he failed. That is why he suffered the heaviest defeat in any election in Ghana's history, because he's the worst leader that we ever had. And Ghanaians have not forgotten. In fact, he gave the worst economic growth since 1990. The facts are there. It is therefore not surprising that former President Jerry John Rawlings, the founder of the NDC, himself, the man who gave Mr. Mahama his only ministerial opportunities, says he did not vote for his own candidate in 2016. Not only that, he will not say if he will vote for this candidate in 2020. We all heard him on Asasi Radio last month. In fact, former President Rawlings believes that candidate Mahama's main target is 2024. Candidate Mahama himself let the cat out of the bag when in Savannah last week, he referred to 8 years of President Akufo-Addo as if 2020 is just a trial run for 2024 for him. The NDC must wake up. Mr. Mahama's plan. He does not mean well for the NDC, but that is their own house matter. If it were for the interest of the NDC, we are confident he could have also used his resources and money to support a winnable candidate for their future. But he chose to run on the strength of an abysmal record. If our friends in the NDC were not convinced a few weeks ago that Mr. Mahama's real plan, as revealed by the founder Jerry Rawlings, to close the space for a contest for him to prepare for 2024, then they should be in no doubt now. J.J. Rawlings saw the script early. He read the script. He memorized the script and meditated on the script. Candidate Mahama is not interested in a succession plan for the NDC. And this is something the rank and file of the party must wake up to. Candidate Mahama is all about John Mahama. He's not in the race for the NDC, and certainly not for you and I. Ghana needs a selfless, bold, decisive, caring, and visionary leader to carry us forward at a time like this. That leader, ladies and gentlemen, is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. For more, to do more for you and I. A man of vision, a man of courage, a compassionate, caring, thoughtful, and matured man. NPP is ready for December 7, 2020. For Ghanaian voters who came out in their numbers to register, the real show of your civic duty is to show up in your numbers on Monday, December 7, to vote. Come out, observe all the protocols, and vote for your welfare. On the ballot paper, vote for your well-being. On the ballot paper, vote for the future of your children. On the ballot paper, vote for your community. On the ballot paper, vote for your country, Ghana. Vote for the NPP and Nana Addo Dankwa to protect and build on our gains as a party and as our nation. On December 7th, on the ballot paper, make a strong decision and choose hope over hopelessness. Make a bold decision and choose competence over incompetence. On the ballot paper, choose prosperity over poverty. And again, choose strong leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, on December 7th, vote Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. For 4 more for Nana, 4 more to do more. Assalamu alaikum.
No.